code, what people ask. Good morning, everyone.
Here we go,
How are
guys.
you? Mr. Novak, how you going?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm just having a laugh. Technology. Oh my God. You know what, Mark? Do not let this define your day. I always say that, when things mess up, I would say, I will not let this define my day. That's always my little mantra. Yeah, you got to love technology. Anyway, we're
30
here now.
minutes
Good morning.
of stuffing around to go live.
Yes, and I think Mark's got a bit of bad reception wherever he is. So I'm going to keep rolling with the show no matter what. Mark, what are we talking about this morning?
Novakinci code, like the Da Vinci Code, same but different.
Same but different. Okay, so let's explain to the world what that means. What is it? What is it?
Try to help people. So this morning, guys, when Lisa and I were out exercising, Lisa was like, I always get asked about juggling shit. How do I juggle shit? How do I juggle kids? How do we juggle this? How do we juggle that? We thought we'd talk about how we do that because we often get asked that. Yeah. Lisa, a lot more than me.
Well, that's because I'm a working mum as well. I think, whenever you throw that into the mix, and I'm a team of 3 in our office. So there's myself, there's Michael. Michael and I work alongside each other. And then we've got Zach, our assistant. And I'm always saying to those guys, they're a lot younger than me. And they're always like, oh, I'm tired and busy. And I'm like, listen, guys, throw 2 kids into that mix and a business and a house to look after, and then tell me how tired and busy you are. And that's the reality of it, trying to find this balance is just, it's never ending, right? It's just never ending.
And forever changing. Like you got COVID, you got, issues, stuff. There's always stuff being thrown at us, eh?
100%. And you know what my answer is? I was doing an interview the other day and the person said to me, what is one of the hardest things that you have to deal with currently in your life? And it's definitely balance, isn't it, Mark? It's definitely balance. Like just when you think for one day you've got everything just right, you're like, oh, I feel good and kids are well looked after and husband's happy and business is great. And then the next minute something gets thrown into the mix. You're like, what the hell happened there? All of a sudden you're tired or you're stressed or, and it's just this never ending struggle to find this balance. And I think, that's certainly one of the issues with social media.
It is true though.
Yeah, it is. Look, guys, Mark's in a bad reception area. So if he does blank out for any reason, I'm just going to keep rolling. But, that is definitely one of the hardest struggles. And I think with social media, things are often portrayed as being completely perfect. And that is definitely not always the case. Mark, we got you back there?
Yes, sorry.
Yes, we got you back.
I don't know what it is.
You think we were crossing over to you think we were crossing over to India, but we're not. We're just crossing over to the northern beaches. You've got some bad reception there. But look, I think the thing is, guys, we're always hard on ourselves, right? We're not fit enough as humans, not as Lisa and Mark Novak, but as humans. We're not fit enough. We're not rested enough. We don't see our friends enough. We don't see our family enough. People are just generally so hard on themselves. I think if you can get things right most of the time, you're doing really, really well. Mark, have we still got you there? No, it looks like I'm rolling on my own today. So look, I think that's the thing, guys. My balance is certainly not going to be your balance. My balance is not Mark's balance. You've just got to be comfortable in yourself that it's what makes you happy. Everyone's balance is different. And I think that's really, really critical to understand, is that, everyone has a different balance in their own life. Some of us like to exercise more than others. Some of us find that sleep is more important than others. As I mentioned, one of the guys in my team, Michael, what's most important to him is sleep. I can exist on, 5, 6 hours sleep a day, and that's more than enough for me to still be able to run at the furious pace that we run at. But again, I think as humans, we're so hard on ourselves. And, we got your back, Mark. So we're still talking
Yeah,
about,
well, this is a really
balance.
good
And
example of how.
this is
Well,
a
it's a
fine
really good
example of
example of how you
balance,
can be thrown off balance like this morning. It's like
and
you're
still have
trying
a
to do something, trying to help, and
and
still sort of, yeah,
still have a smile on your face.
very
Remember,
important.
remember my mantra: do not let this define your day. I'll often do that because, like, something will
Yeah, you
happen,
know
right?
what?
In the morning, you know what our mornings are like, Mark. They're just nuts, right? And then you throw something else
Yeah,
into the
yeah.
mix. You're like, I got a bloody flat tire, And I'm always saying, do not let this define my day. So, look, guys, we've got really bad reception today. But I just want to, we might just cut it real short today. As I said, we've
Always
got a few
got to
glitches
be,
there.
yeah, hard, but you've always got to be smiling, even sometimes smiling through your teeth. It's really, really difficult. So it's you know what I mean, because it's
Yeah.
you can have a bad day and no one gives a shit. No one actually cares. Everyone's like, I'm here to get stuff done. Are you going to help me or not? Is people's. That's why they're talking to us in business. They need us to facilitate. So it doesn't help them if we're not on point. All they want to know is we're on point and we're good to go. So I think a big thing about having a good positive attitude is sometimes I think you're being it's almost like it's not fake, but it's like a soldier.
Yeah, yeah. I agree with that. And that's the truth. And again, that's about finding balance, isn't it? Because, if you've had a really, really shit morning, and then you're going into a presentation, you can't take that mood into that presentation with you. You've got to always have that smile on your face. And we're solving problems here as agents. We're marriage counselors, we're dealing with all sorts of issues all the time, deceased estates and things like that. So we've just got to make sure that we do have that high energy all the time. But again, guys, just getting back to balance, and I think, Mark, we're going to cut it short if you can hear me, because we are having some really bad glitching issues on your end there. But I think it's really important to note, again, we get asked all the time, how do you find the balance? We don't. We just do our best. And our balance is definitely not going to be your balance. And I think it's really important to note that. There's no answer here. So, our balance is definitely not going to be your balance, but you've got to do what makes you happy. Some people are happiest
Yeah,
sleeping more hours, as I mentioned. Some people are happiest working 90 hours, a week. Some people are happiest taking 6 months worth of holidays. Whatever makes you happy, live your life the way you want to. That's right. Yeah, as Andrew's saying, one of the things is you just got to be happy with yourself. You really do. I mean, we certainly don't have a white picket fence life. But I'll tell you one thing, Mark, we certainly do make the most of it. We're super aware of all four corners of our life, that being, business and family and health and friends. And I think that's the important thing, to make sure that you are just finding the balance and giving the utmost of attention to those four critical corners of your life, whatever they are. They're going to be different for you. They're going to be different for me. But that for us is where we do find um, the most amount of balance in our life. We work ridiculous amounts of hours every single week. And so it's often hard to balance out things like, family outside of our children and friends and all of that sort of stuff. So, again, it's just, our balance is not going to be your balance, and be comfortable with that, guys. Be comfortable with it. Mark, we got you back.
but I think if you're doing, yeah, I think if
Oh, hey.
you're doing stuff that you really don't like doing or you really don't want to do, I think that makes your
Yeah.
balance so much harder. So I think if you're doing stuff, and I know everyone goes, do something, do what you love, do what you love. But for a lot of people, that's just really hard. I had a chat the other night with one of the ladies from the office, and she's like, And I was like, well, you just cut that out. And she's like, how do you do that? You just can't cut that out. It's just impossible just to cut that out. I'm like, no, you just chop. She's like, really? Like, that's a...
Yeah, it's true. You know what? We just while we've lost Mark there again for a sec, we did a little exercise a few years ago and we just called it high and low dollar productive stuff. And it was more about just getting rid of the things in our life that we really didn't enjoy doing and seeing if we could somehow outsource that so that it actually made us more dollar productive. But it wasn't about the money, it was actually about what makes us happiest. That's more what it was about. It was like, if I can get rid of that, then I get to do more of this. And I think when you're running at such a furious pace, and even if you're not running a business these days, we're all leading such busy lives. Um, I think, you know, it's quite incredible when you cut the little bits and pieces out of your life, how much you actually get to free yourself up to do the things that you truly enjoy. But just on that, again, I was asked the other day about when I started in real estate or in sales. You know, I only really worked out what I wanted to do and what I loved a couple of years ago at the ripe age of 46. And again, I think we put a lot of pressure on ourselves um, about what we're going to do when we get older. You know, we've got children, and it's like, what are you going to do when you get older? I mean, she's 14 years old. She certainly doesn't know what she's going to do when she gets older, and nor does she know what she loves yet.
It's it's one of those things that it's easy to say, Mark. I don't know if we got you back there, but it's easy to say, you know, just do what you love. But most people don't even know what that truly is. I only worked my do what you love moment out about 2.5 years ago. So you know what? I think as humans, we're really, really hard on ourselves. You know, it's important that you do enjoy life, that you do more of the things that you love. That's super critical because likely you're going to be really, really good at it. All right, guys, we're going to wrap up there. I'm really sorry today about all the technical hitches. That's technology for you. We're using a new app called StreamYard, which is unreal, but doesn't seem to work too well when we're out on the road. It's great when we've got our studio set up. Guys, you have an awesome day. I'm very excited. I've got lots of great interviews and things happening today over in the UK, and also I'm meeting up with Mr. Jet Xavier via Zoom at 10 o'clock. So likely I'll see you guys again really soon. Have an awesome day. Mark, I'm sorry I feel for you with all those technical hitches. See you guys. Have a great one.
Guys, that's a show. Sorry about the technical issues.